takes you and blesses you and breaks you and gives you to the world. You cannot be given to the world until you've been taken by the master, blessed by God, broken by life, and then given to the world. And the more he takes you and blesses you and breaks you, the more he multiplies you so that you can meet the needs you couldn't meet before, because the multiplication is in the breaking. It's not in the blessing, it's in the breaking. And if God didn't break you, he couldn't give you to them.
It's 6 in the evening. I just got to my place. I'm a bit tired, I won't lie. I don't know why I'm tired, but I've been exhausting my mind. So when the mind is tired, the body is tired. It's just the way it is, right? Um, I had a lovely, time. Really nice. Grateful for it. Grateful for it. So Jenna, it was a bit, loud where I was, and I was like, I need to go somewhere quiet where I can talk to you guys. And the place I wanted to go, I didn't get the time to because it was so late, and also I was so exhausted. I didn't feel like going there either way. I've been meaning to speak to you guys about something. So here's the thing. I have been a spiritual person. I've been a spiritual person for as long as I was a little child. I've always believed in God. I've always prayed and talked to God, and it got to a certain point where I feel like me and God have conversations about everything, about my life, about the world, and like the purpose that I'm supposed to play in this world. And my spiritual journey has been part of my life. It influences the way that I live, the things that I eat, and the people that I get to be around. It is certain people that I cannot be around because my spirit wouldn't let me, and I did not understand that. I did not understand that for a long, long time. I was just like, why do these people hate me? And why are these people treating me like this? Or what is it about me that makes these people want to hurt me? And it's like, once you are in certain situations, you cannot grow. There are certain spaces that you cannot grow in. So just God works this thing out. Like sometimes it's not, we love to blame the devil for things that happen, but sometimes it's just God pushing you out of places that you're not supposed to be in, pushing you out of relationships that you're not supposed to be in. And I think that is what happened to me last year. I I God has been doing a lot of weeding in my life, getting rid of a lot of people in my life that were not supposed to be there. It is people that I thought were friends that God got to show me in like different circumstances, and I didn't even know. I remember last year there's a thing that I wrote, and I was like, God, in the place that I was in, I was like, I don't feel safe here. I don't feel safe. I'm worried. I don't know what is wrong. And later God made sure that I moved out of that place. And it is later when he was just showing me and telling me, like, even the friendships that I had, all these people had one thing in common. None of them had a relationship with God, and like two cannot walk together lest they agree. And it's like, now I like I said, don't have any friends, and I'm okay with that. In as much as there are people that have been in my life and people that have hurt me, doesn't mean that I don't believe in the goodness of people. I do believe in the goodness of people, but it's just like, I don't want to be around anyone that takes from me, that drains me spiritually. Like, yo, I did not believe in like things like the evil eye until last year. People will hate you for no reason. There are people that will hate you for the way you talk, for the way you dress. It's like, and jealousy. I don't know, you guys. I didn't believe in the evil eye until last year. My body was shutting down, literally. My mind, I became suicidal. Like, this was the year that, I was just fucked mentally. My physically, I felt, drained is an understatement. You get, like, being drained. If I say I was drained, that is an understatement. It was more than drained. I was sick. Yo, I was sick. When people speak of energy vampires, I believe that when people speak of like the evil eye, I believe that now, because people will literally wish you harm and wish you downfall, and it will happen to you, like if you're not careful or if you're not, aware enough. And one thing that I'm grateful for is that God was there with me to guide me through it, and to guide me through all the processing and all things that I had to do to get myself out of that space. Yo, energy is real. Like, energy speaks volume to me right now. If your energy doesn't feel right, if something feels off, if my gut, my intuition tells me that something is wrong, I don't even want to stay around to know what is wrong. I am out. I'm out. And that is one thing that, in my day-to-day life, in as much as like I am looking forward to like being around healed people and being, making new friends. It's like I cannot be around anyone that drains me. Like, if the first time we meet, our conversation drains me, if like your entire presence makes me uncomfortable and makes me feel like I want to hide, I'm running. I'm running away from you. I cannot go through the things that I went through out of my ignorance. And I felt like God was showing me things about these people that were claiming to be my friends, and I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to believe it. I was just hanging on to them. And it's like, when I love to be relatable. I love to relate to people. I love to relate to, what they've been through. And just because you relate to something doesn't mean that you should build a relationship out of it. You get? And I was like, okay, I've learned my lesson. And whatever happened to make sure that I am where I am, I'm grateful for that, because that was God weeding people that were not supposed to be in my life. It's like there are people even now that try to come back into my life, friends, and it's like that my spirit wouldn't let me. I feel, even from a phone call or even a text message, I feel so drained. Now imagine meeting them in person. That thing will kill you. I don't know why these things happen like that. I cannot explain. It's like, if your energy, if your spirit, if your mind, if your gut tells you there's something wrong about someone, believe it. People are weird. You never know what the thoughts that people think about you. You never know what goes inside of other people's mind when they think about you. You might think that people are your friends, and that's the most scary thing. These people that, I was probably friends with, it is people that came to me, it is people that approached me, and they were like so nice and so complimentary. And it's like, okay, how did you change? How did you change now from being so nice and complimentary and trying to love everything that I do to being an absolute hater? It doesn't make sense. And that is really scary. It is really scary. It is scary. Women are scary. The way that someone can be jealous of you or can send all this negativity around you until you lose things that you care about, until you lose things you are. That is why I'm telling you that the evil eye is a real thing. It is true. Energy is real. Spirituality is real. It is all real. And if you're not careful, you're gonna lose yourself. You're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna have things taken from you, stolen from you without even being aware of it. That is why I'm high on spirituality and I'm high on God. I don't care what the world says. As for me, I'm believing in God. That's how I'm moving.